Hey, so this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make these circles and then also attach them so that you can make a scarf yourself. And I have a total of 15 of these circles and in rainbow colors. So the last one that I'm missing and I'm gonna need to add to this is my purple. So I'm going to show you how to make the purple one. You can make whatever colors or use whatever colors you want to, and then you just attach them in the end. So, okay, and I'm using an H hook. Up to you, of course, what you want to use. That'll also make a difference on how big your circles are. Some of mine ended up bigger than others just because of the type of yarn that I was using, which I think is kind of cool that it varies a little bit. So what we're going to start to do today is with the magic circle. So wrap over like this and take your hook, go under, and you're going to wrap around your yarn, bring it through that circle. Okay, chain 1. Alright, and then you're going to chain 8. So don't count this one right here, just chain 8 into the circle. Okay, so and you're going to be going under the tail as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes as we start working, our tail starts coming up on us. So all I'll do is pinch your work and then take the tail and pull a little bit and tighten it up. So then you have a better grip that way. Again, okay. Oops. About to lose that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And if I start to go too fast, I apologize. Just pause and replay if you need to. Okay, so we have 8 in our circle. Take your tail here, pull it. Okay, so now we have a nice little circle there. And your first chain that we did not count, okay, it's, if you could see it, is right here. You're going to slip stitch through it. And it might take you a minute to get it up. See, right there. And take your string, not your tail, your string, and slip stitch. Okay, so here we go. Alright, chain 2. 1, 2, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in each of these around, going through the front and the back loop. Okay, so let's start right here. Sometimes that first one can be a little tricky to get into. Okay, so that's 1, going into that same loop with double crochet, 2. Okay, so you see that right there? Alright, so wrap around on the second one, go through the front and the back. 1, 2. Okay, you see that? Alright, next one. 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright. 1, 2. And also, I only do 3 rows. So if you wanted to make your circles much bigger, you could do more rows than that. Something I thought of is not only using this as a scarf, but you could use it as a table runner. In fact, might be able to make some larger circles to make your table runner. I think that would look good. So, and yarn works nice as pot holders as well. So you could use it as a table runner and use it to put your pots down. Have a nice little buffet in the middle of the table. I don't know. Alright, so when we come to the end here, as you could see, this is our last one right here, which is the one that we did our 2 chains from. I'm going to do 2 in there as well. I think technically that's if you were doing like a hat or something, that would make it larger, and that's technically an increase, but it's not going to make a difference in our small little circles. And in order to make our circles flat and not floppy, you'll want to use that space. Okay, so we have this right here. Alright, now what we're going to do is slip stitch into the top of our first double crochet right here. So this chain 2 you want to skip and slip stitch into right here. Okay, pull around and pull through. Okay, tighten it up a little bit. Okay, so that's our first round here. Chain 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to go into this first one right here, into the same the top of that first double crochet. So loop around through. Alright, not counting the chain, so this is just 1, and then we're going to do an increase, the 2 double crochet. So 2 double crochet in this next space. Alright, like that. And what you're going to do all the way around is going to be, because in the next spot you're going to do 1 double crochet. Next spot, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and just work your way around. Alright, so I'm going to get started on that. Do it with me. And let's see. Sometimes I have to kind of look at my last work to see, remember, is it 2 or 1? Alright, that's 1. It's 2. 1. Sorry, I gotta rest my thumb here. I need some thumb exercises. I'm gonna stretch my thumb before I'm gonna stretch my fingers before I crochet this. Okay. It's only because I've been doing all those circles in the last several days. My hand's kind of protesting against me. I probably don't hold it the way that's probably recommended. So, but it's the way that makes most sense to me, and I was about to say the most comfortable. At the moment, it's not comfortable. Whoops, I'm so sorry. Okay. Camera's not so stable there. Neither's my elbow. Alright, so 1, 2. Once we're done, I'm going to sew this on. I'm not going to crochet it. You can crochet your circles together if you wanted to. Up to you. So I guess technically these probably are considered more like flowers. I don't know if you could see when I was showing them up close that I had, you know, kind of like petals along the sides around all of them. That was just to kind of give it a little bit more of a flower look, I guess. You'll see what I mean when we start to get to after our third row, when I start showing you what I'm talking about. So, I don't know if that's really looking purple to you. It's kind of looking blue to me on the screen. But it is purple. So, alright, so now we come to this end again. And if I were to bridge the gap like it is right now, it's going to cause it to start puckering out. So I'm going to, since we did 2 in this one, I'm going to do 1 in this one. Okay, you see like that? Alright, and then slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet. And pull it. Alright. So, and yours might still kind of pucker out a little bit, but that's okay. Just don't want it to create a bowl in the process. Alright, so chain 2, 1, 2, and double crochet into that same stitch right there. Alright, what we did on the second row, we're going to do on the third row. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in the next one. And then after that, we'll just do 1. And then after that, we'll do 2. And then 1, and then 2, and 1, and then 2. So pretty easy. Not too bad. And I'm going to try and hurry up this row here so I can show you the petals, and then we're going to attach it to our scarf. So my scarf will be 15 circles long. Okay. That's 1. Alright, I'm gonna start on this and I'll meet you back here. Hey, so alright, so I'm back around here. Actually by a couple of stitches. Let me put my 2 in here. Alright, and then I'm gonna put 1 into this one here, the slip stitch. So, okay. So that's what it looks like, and then slip stitch into the top of this double crochet. Alright, now we're going to do the outer little petals. Alright, so you see it now? These little petals along the side. Okay. Pretty easy. Starting from our slip stitch, chain 4, 3, 4, and then we're going to go every other stitch. So technically this is a part of this one, so we're skipping this one, and then we're going to slip stitch into this one. Okay. Slip stitch. Alright, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and skip this one, put it in this one. Basically, I'm going to do that all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip this one, then this one. And if you get to the end and you find that it's not, because technically when you get to the end it should slip stitch right into the first one right here. But if you come out to where it lands right on this one, that's okay. It's kind of forgiving that way. So stitch here, 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch. So see how we're starting to create our little petals. And I think when we sew them all together, these kind of help to hide the where they're attached. I kind of like that part of them. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know I'm going a little fast. This is the 15th circle I've done now. So getting a little faster, a little better at doing these little petals and slip stitching. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So see, that doesn't take too long. It's pretty easy. This is kind of something that you can get started on, and then over the next couple of days, just kind of do one here, one there, and it doesn't take too long, and then you've got your 15 done, and then you just sew them together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put some more yarn here, almost back around now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stitch. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stitch. Yeah. So, yeah, mine comes up to where, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me show you. Alright, so you see that? So normally, like, I would skip this one and go into this one, which is technically not back where I started. But like I said, that's okay. So sometimes I'll skip too and just go into that one. But it's not going to matter. Alright, and then, so slip stitch through it and then slip stitch again to create our knot. Okay, cut, pull, and then let's tighten this. Okay, and what I like to do is I'll do another knot in through another thread, if that makes sense. This one does not, like that. Just a couple of slip stitches and it makes a knot for us. Like that. And then just cut both. This one I'm not worried about hiding my knot. You don't really see it on the back anyway. And let me deal with this one as well. Just a couple of slip stitches and tighten it up. There we go. And cut. Alright. So there's our last one. Okay, so now I need to attach it. Let me find the end of my, here we go. Alright, so you want to have your yarn needle. I kind of already have mine ready. And we need to line it up. Let's turn it over. Turn it over. Okay. And this probably can be a little challenging to figure out. But okay, and what I'm going to do is use this outer loop right here, this outer stitch, when I stitch, because I'm not using these, at least I'm not going to try to. Okay, so put through here. Alright, I'm just lining it up with these. So here's the outer loop of that one. Alright, I'm going to pause for a moment and tie it. So that will hold it in place for the rest of this. Okay. Alright, so now it's tugging a little bit. And what I'm going to do is leave this little tail in between here, because I can hide it pretty easily while you're sewing. So I'm going to go back in through here. If you notice, I'm pinching these together so that I don't accidentally stitch through the outer portion. Okay, so this, whoops, I have hit you twice today, I'm sorry. Alright, go back through. You see that? Alright, pull. And you see how it's starting to hide our tail? Okay, let me hold that up. I don't want it to go too far. And then it be kind of off. Okay. So alright. The tail was a little longer than I anticipated, so let me just cut it right there. Alright, so there that is. And you can do as many loops as you want to. Whoops. How you will knot it is when you go back through, you'll pull up in between your loop, like I did here. So then when I start pulling, it creates a knot. And I like to do two, just so that I have as good of a support as possible. Because this is meant for my child to wear, and she probably will tug and pull at it. Okay, so now our scarf is done. And something also that you might not think about when you're starting to put it together is when you are sewing it together. Alright, let me explain this. When you're choosing the color of your yarn that you're going to use to sew, like say, you know, just starting out, you want to sew these two together, right? Well, if you use red then you're going to have to wait to use red again until you get to here. So what I would recommend doing is use orange, okay? And then when you sew it together, you'll use orange on this side and use orange on this side. Alright, here, I didn't use yellow to sew it together, I used green. So then you had green on this side, green on that side. Alright, here, I did not use blue, I used purple. So I had purple on this one, purple on this one. So I don't know if that's making a whole lot of sense, but I'm trying to say is you're gonna waste some time if you're having to pick out every single color and sew it together versus just I think it only was 3 colors, 3 of the 5 colors that I had to use to sew, and I think that worked out pretty well. Okay, so alright, thank you.